Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in tonight's video we're going to be playing some Pokemon Champions! Alright, let's go! So, in this video, we're going to be using a just ice team. And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I have a couple teams here, but in tonight's video we're going to be focusing on the ice. I was stuck. Let me tell you guys something. I was stuck in the Pokeball tier, crying my eyes out, beating myself up, thinking to myself that, like, what's going on here? You know, I've played competitive Pokemon for fun, of course, but you know, for many years now. Just you know, I kind of know a little bit of a thing or two, but anyway, I was getting pretty salty when I first turned this game on and was just losing match after match after match after match. But after some time, I put together kind of one of my older teams, and since I built this team, I have climbed my way out of the Pokeball rank and into the Great Ball rank. Okay. Not a huge, massive achievement, but I thought that, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's do some more battles with this team and film and see how good we do. So, we do have the ongoing event. I actually haven't even jumped into this yet, the warm-up challenge. I may try that here in a second. I think I'm going to do a couple of just ranked double battles here. I haven't tried any single battles yet, okay. I haven't made any single teams yet. But we're going to jump into some double battles. Not with that team, though. Let's do only ice. Ice only, baby. And we're going to see how we do. Let's go ahead and begin matchmaking. Okay, so this is what our opponent's team looks like. Not a bad setup. I really appreciate anybody who uses that Azumarill. That's cool. Whimsicott is very overused. If you're an ice team like me, you'll know that Whimsicott isn't really much of a threat. Unless, of course, it busts that Tailwind, which it normally does, so that's kind of scary. But I'm going to show you guys kind of my go-to setup when it comes to this team and just see how we do. I made it up to Great Ball rank. I'm hoping I can do better and kind of keep going here. Let me think. Oh, we got that Absol. Let's take Glaceon with us. And I'm thinking probably Aurorus. Let's get the show on the road. Here we go. The first battle of tonight's episode. He's going to start with the Arcanine and Whimsicott. I'm going to go with my Mamoswine. Now, when I recruited this Mamoswine through the recruit method, and it said that it's an early rise Mamoswine. I have no idea what that means. I don't know if that's something to do with its stats or just a cute little title that it has. I have no idea. But I noticed that some Pokemon do have like a little title, if you will. They are going to set up Tailwind, which is to be expected. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot a... you know what? Let's go with the high horsepower. I think I'm running out of time to pick a move here. Let's go with the high horsepower, actually. Tailwind as expected. That's scary. We don't like that. I think that's going to make Arcanine go now. I should be able to eat that up. Ninetales has one job. Okay, that's to set up the snow. Put out the Aurora Beam, or Aurora Veil. Right, and then just to hit things as hard as she possibly can. I did not expect a one-shot into that Arcanine. So long. Unfortunately, you guys still got the Tailwind. Alright, but here's the thing I think is kind of slept on when it comes to ice Pokemon is the snow in general. I am a fan of weather teams, and anyway, they changed it to where it used to be hail, right, and it would damage anything that wasn't ice. Every turn it would do a little bit of damage, kind of like how Sandstorm activates, but now it boosts the your defense against physical moves by 50%. which is busted. Let's face it, that's busted. So when we combine that with Aurora Veil, we're getting another plus 50% from that too, right? And that's why you'll see me just eat moves up. That Whimsicott's trying to get the heck out of here. I don't blame you. Slash. Ow, that hurt, but I'm still alive. It was a critical hit and everything, and I still live. See what I'm talking about? Should not be alive right now. It's an okay blizzard. It's rare, but it's fun to do that right there and pick up the freeze every once in a while. And there's a high horsepower for another KO. So long, Absol. Skizzor's not nice. That thing is probably going to bullet punch right into my Ninetales, and if that happens, that's fine. I'm only at 19% anyway. This is kind of the dumb moment where, like, I should have Protect, but I have Moonblast instead. Like I said, I'm only in the Great Ball tier. There's plenty of advancements and adjustments and things like that we can do to this team to make it even better than what it is right now. But right now, I like the way it's functioning, that's for sure. Let's go with a fat Icicle Crash right into that Whimsicott and see if I could one-shot it too. We're gonna Mega Evolve. That's good. You should do that. You should be a Mega Skizzor. Here comes a Bullet Punch, just like I thought. However, it's gonna go into the Mamoswine. Now here's one thing that sucks. I wish I had weakness policy here. That crit and everything. Owie. Try to Endeavor. No. Now I wish I would have done the Icicle Crash into the Skizzor. Let's call that his ace Pokemon. It has a special name and everything. Whimsicott is down. I should have used that on the Skizzor, and then done an Ice Shard into the Whimsicott, but I didn't expect Ninetales to survive the Bullet Punch. I really did not. Now what we can do is we could switch out, but Bullet Punch is gonna hurt anything that comes into play. Let's do it. Let's switch out, and then we're gonna do probably a Rock Slide. I don't know, why would I do a Rock Slide? This thing doesn't have Levitate or anything like that, right? I should be able to high horsepower. So we'll switch up to the Glaceon. We'll take a Bullet Punch to the face. I didn't expect it to do that much damage. That's ridiculous. Another critical hit. High horsepower. Almost scooped up the KO. 14%. The Tailwind petered out. Petered out? Is that how you say it? Glaceon has such high special attack that I don't care if it's really effective or not. And then kind of a long shot, but we might be able to pick up the KO with an Ice Shard. Let's see if that works. And no, unfortunately. I was hoping against hope there. However, he went for the Bullet Punch into the Mamoswine, meaning my Glaceon is still alive and able to do the finishing blow, which is this freeze dry to the face. Not bad, huh? Not too bad. We'll take that win. Don't underestimate the snow and the defenses that you get from snow. Your Pokemon will live things that you never thought they could possibly ever live. As you can see, I'm at the very top of the Great Ball tier. I haven't made it very far in, but we're going to keep on going with another battle. Okay, this is what our next opponent looks like. We have an Incineroar to deal with. We're just going to keep going with the Dream Team, the Ninetales, Mamoswine. Let's see. Sinistra? Is that how you say it? That thing is dead by me. We also have the T-Tar. What should we do about that? Probably go the Abomasnow. And also Glaceon. Could be Glaceon. I'm worried about that Incineroar. I think that my Mamoswine can just stomp it out like it did that to the Arcanine. But we'll see how it goes. I think we'll try this. They're gonna start off strong. Mamoswine, the early riser. See how it has like a title? So my attack being lowered is rather detrimental. Oh goodness, I forgot to take off the Umbreon Blast. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and bust that Aurora Field. It's the most important thing that we do. I'm thinking about a Rock Slide in this case. Well, I'm pretty sure that... Oh wow. Now that I did not expect to happen. You're gonna fake me out anyway. You knew that you were gonna destroy my Aurora Field, though. Not too much damage there. Didn't pick up too much damage. That's actually a critical hit on that T-Tar too. That is a bulky T-Tar. And this is exactly why I run Snowscape. Let's just immediately put Snowscape back up. And I'm going to try to pick up the KO into this Incineroar. T-Tar I'm not too worried about. As long as the snow is up, I'm not too worried about that Pokemon. I'm feeling a switch out coming up. Oh goodness. Now I'm a little worried about the T-Tar. We're going to go ahead and Snowscape and set back up the snow. I was really feeling a parting shot there, but I guess not. T-Tar's going to go for a Rock Slide. Ninetales is going to avoid. This is pretty bad. This could flinch me. Parting shot. Okay, I assumed that you were going to try and do that, and you did. That's bad for my Mamoswine. Pretty good here. He's playing pretty good. Pretty good moves here. What are we thinking about that T-Tar though? What should we do to it? I'm thinking about a Blizzard because I just don't like the idea of that Sinistcha being switched in and out. I should probably switch out my Mamoswine with how many debuffs it has at this point. Anything could happen. Let's switch out to Abomasnow. I feel like that's a great idea. You're gonna pull back out. You want to end my snow. And you're gonna intimidate. That's absolutely fine. Now Abomasnow is here. One thing about Abomasnow that I forgot to do too, a couple things I gotta remember to do with my moves. Abomasnow should always have Protect. That's a wonderful thing to freeze enemies. It sucks when it melts the very first turn like that, but okay. Still fun when it happens. Should be able to pick up the KO right here. With another Blizzard. Let's all eat our leftovers and stuff like that. Another Blizzard. I'm really worried about my Abomasnow though. I did not put Protect on. Leech Seed sucks. You guys, don't run Leech Seed like me. Take it off. Take it off. Run Protect. Let's try a Blizzard. You know what? You know what I should do is, I should probably switch out. I might survive. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's really bad. That I didn't expect to happen. Beautiful. That's a good move. That's a good move. So now Blizzard still has a 70% chance. Everybody assumes that my Abomasnow is physical. He's really not. You really got all your HP back though. None of that missed either. Craziness. So that Sinistcha's gone. We still have this Mega T-Tar to deal with. Gonna eat some leftovers. And what's coming out? That's a threat. That's a threat. That also makes me wish that I had Protect on my Ninetales as well instead of Moonblast. Moonblast would probably tear that T-Tar up though. I'm gonna attempt a Snowscape. And we may try to go with the Giga Drain up. My Abomasnow is max. Oh goodness, there's the Protect. Max special attack. I was gonna say that I might actually be able to pick up the KO here. Protect is a beautiful move. Don't forget to put it on, or your Ninetales will end up like mine. Crushed into the earth. Giga Drain will do nothing. We need to get the snow set back out, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and put out. Yeah. Time limit. I know what to do. Let's go ahead and put out Mamoswine because he doesn't care whether there's snow or not. Let's see what we got here. You just use Protect, so I think I'm going to go after you, and then I have to kind of switch out here, because I'm going to need to reset the snow. And I don't have anything that can do that, because my friend is dead. Let's get Glaceon out here. Get that Glaceon out here. You're going to withdraw T-Tar? For what? Well. The Intimidate's really good, but that thing is hopefully going to take a really rough high horsepower to the face either way. You can Protect. Boom, and that's a KO onto that Incineroar. I bet you didn't expect that. Go ahead and pull that T-Tar back out so I can get my snow back. Gonna be T-Tar. And what we're gonna do in this case, that Excadrill is still a threat, but I think I'm gonna go after the T-Tar now. I think we're gonna high horsepower into the T-Tar, and we're going to swap out into my Abomasnow. Get the snow back out of here. Get the snow back cracking up out in here. Looks like a dance floor that we're on. Pokemon just started getting down. Here comes the Abomasnow. Here comes the snow. Oh, a question too. Why am I not running Mega Frostlass? Well, I have it. I have a Mega Frostlass. She's alright. I like her. I didn't expect the freaking Protect, though. That thing is just standing there using Protect over and over again. It's kind of bothering me. It's sort of kind of bothering me. I don't think that Excadrill has Protect, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to high horsepower it. And then we're going to Giga Drain into the T-Tar and see how that goes. These are his last 2 Pokemon. He can't switch out. Wowzer, that hurt. I told you, that thing is a threat. I did not want to lose my Mamoswine, my Mama Baby Swine. Here comes over. Oh no! Lucky crap. How are you faster than Mamoswine without speed? Well, these are the risks you take when you try to be like me and run an all-ice team. You will die by rocks. You will die by rocks. This is a risky move here. I think even if I lowered that Excadrill's speed by 1, it would still outspeed me, I think. That's kind of where my mind's at here. I'm going to go with a Blizzard and just cross my fingers and hope that I just blow them off the table with critical hits. Yeah, I think I just lost the match. Ooh, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Can we see a Blizzard happen? That was a big Blizzard, though. You missed! I mean, I'm dead either way. There's nothing I could do. I should have Icy Wind. I should have done an Icy Wind. I might have had a chance. You know what? It's not a bad effort. I was struggling in the Pokeball tier. I made it to the Great Ball tier. And I think this is the first loss I've suffered since I've started. You missed! Get out of here! Get out of here! Oh, I forgot one thing, that I put Snow Cloak on this Glaceon. What a turnaround! I thought I was dead for sure. Well, it just goes to show you that if you use Snow Cloak, you are a cheater. Alright, it's not cheating. The ability is in the game, okay? If it's in there, use it. Utilize anything you can, okay? Because we're trying to become champions. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become an ice champion. I don't know. I still feel like that was kind of a sleazy win. I don't feel like I should have won right there. Let me make a few minor adjustments to my moves here real quick. Let's just flat out go to quit battling here for a second. And you guys can see what I'm doing if you want. So my Aurorus is from another dimension, really. It's maybe we'll see that thing in action. Maybe we'll see it in action. What kind of things was I gonna do? Okay. I put on Protect, but taking a look at this guy's moveset, there's a lot of crazy things in here. You know what I mean? It's obvious to see why you would want to run this Pokemon as physical with some of the amazing things that it gets. Wood Hammer. What was down here too? Ice Hammer? Ice Hammer, that's kind of a rare move. You don't really see that on every Pokemon. And that lowers the user speed stage by 1. That almost makes me consider him for like a Trick Room team. And then another thing too that's weird about this Pokemon. Sorry, you're gonna talk about Abomasnow for a second here. It does learn Solar Beam. It does learn Solar Beam. It does learn Growth as well. And if you take a look, that boosts both of your attack and special attacks by 2 stages in the sunlight. So you wouldn't really want to run this thing in a sunny team, though, right? I mean, it would be really weak to fire then. But, you know, something to consider. And then it would also have access to Weather Ball, which would be a base 100 fire move from this thing. Anyway, let's get off the topic of this particular Pokemon. I went ahead and gave it Protect. We're going to run it that way for now. I'm not perfect. I don't know what the perfect way to run this is. I don't know. I honestly, once I get up there, I don't even know how far I'll be able to take this ice team. I mean, I might have to retire it and do a normal team. I don't know if this team can actually beat the really, really, really good players, but I am going to take it as far as I can. Like I said, I do have other teams too. I do have a Trick Room team right here. I do have a Rain team right here. These teams have also been winning battles and been doing pretty good. But whatever, this particular video is about my ice team. Ice only, ice only. So with that said, let's go ahead and get back into it. The only changes that I made to my moves then is going to be, I put Protect on Abomasnow, and then for Ninetales, sorry, I forgot, what did I do? I put Protect on Ninetales too. I put Protect on Ninetales for Bullet Punch alone. I have been absolutely one-shotted by Bullet Punch right out of the gate of the battle, and if that happens, that's devastating. We can't have that happen. Could I do, you know, a little bit less on special attack and maybe just put a little bit more into my HP? Could I do that? Yeah, I could do that. Sure, we could do that. Maybe I wouldn't need Protect then, and I could survive a Bullet Punch. I'll try that. But if I get one-shotted by Bullet Punch again, I'm absolutely going back to Protect. The reason why I kind of don't really want Protect on is just because my only attacking move then would be Blizzard. And this Pokemon's not really about attacking, right? It's about setting up the snow. That's really its only job. So I can go back to Moonblast. Or I can go to Nasty Plot if I wanted to and do some really horrible things there. I never really considered to do that. Confuse Race kind of slept on. It's hit or miss, so it's kind of understandable as to why. A lot of cool options here. Who knows what the right thing to do is. See, if I were to bust out like a Nasty Plot and then Blizzard, that would be pretty busted, but that's a lot of setup though, right? Because the first thing that this thing should be doing is Aurora Veil, not Nasty Plot. So, with that said, do I have Psychic? I don't have Psychic. I do have Psyshock though. I think probably we should just stick with the Moonblast. I'm gonna stick with the Moonblast for now, but I stick to what I said. If I, oh, I also have Dazzling Gleam. That's something to consider too, because that does hit both, huh? I'm gonna stick with Moonblast. I think I'm still gonna just stick with Moonblast, and I'm sticking by what I say too. If I get one shot by Bullet Punch again, I am absolutely putting on Protect. I don't care what anybody says then. Let's go ahead and commence training, and we're gonna hop right back into the battles. We've won twice in a row. The second win was a little cheesy. Let's see if I can win a little uncheesy this time. Let's jump right back into the battles here. Ranked battles. Let's do one more, and then maybe we'll check out the what is it called? It's not a tournament, is it? A competition. We're gonna try out a competition. And our next opponent. I am seeing a lot of the same Pokemon, right? Well, we're seeing the T-Tar and the Excadrill again anyway. Yikes. Those are some tough Pokemon to deal with. They really are. Let's consider also too that Chandelure. That is a tough one to consider there. That is a hard pill to swallow, that Chandelure. What's Chandelure's ability? It doesn't have Levitate, does it? We're gonna start Ninetales Mamoswine. I feel like you always start with that. I see the Empoleon. I think we're gonna actually try to give a little bit of showtime to this Aurorus in this particular battle. I am worried though about the the T-Tar and the Excadrill. Those were some toughies to deal with. They really were. Excadrill is a threat, a huge threat. To my team anyway. If you guys can deal with him, great. Okay. He's gonna try to outspeed everything right here and kill me. That's what he wants. I really wish I had weakness policy. I can't stress that enough. How much weakness policy on that Mamoswine makes all the difference in the world. Chandelure. I think it has flash fire, right? I should be able to high horsepower it. I'm gonna go for it. I really don't want to mess that up. You're actually gonna completely withdraw the undercut. Okay, that's a good move. That happened last time too, right? And I never expect that to happen. Alright, let's see if we can eat up a flamethrower. No, I can't? I can't eat up a flamethrower. You can't eat up a Mamoswine kicking you in the face. So overall that ends well. But how am I going to get the snow put back up? I don't have any snowscape. Well, if this happens, it is a bummer. That is something I'll have to think about when I go to redo my moves. Glaceon or somebody needs to take something off, like the Icy Wind or something has got to go. We got to be able to reset the snow. Let's go ahead and put out Aurorus, because Aurorus doesn't really care that much, I don't think. I mean, we all care. My defense is not very good. It's not really so much the defense. I feel like it's more ice types and weaknesses. What we're gonna do, I don't know what that T-Tar is getting ready to do. The last one was very protect happy. Let's try and do this, because I'm pretty sure Aurorus can one-shot that Sneasler. But my defenses are not what I'm used to having them be without my snow being up. Going for the fake out. Going for a low kick. Ow. That's why we always have to have snow out. That's why we always have to have the snow out. So that's something we will consider when I go to... I'm going to adjust my team a little bit, obviously, and we're going to put Snowscape on some more Pokemon, but in the future, too, that's the second time that I have fallen for the T-Tar switch in to the Snowstorm and just absolutely had no idea that that was going to happen. I should definitely have an idea that that's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. I actually should have done that with that Sneasler, huh? The end for me on this one. I gotta have the snow out, so big, huge failure on my part. I did not lose. I got absolutely dumpstered. Owie. I'm gonna go down a little bit there. That's okay. That's alright. Worse things have happened. Let's try again. Let's do another battle here. Do another couple battles here. Just because I lost once doesn't mean nothing, right? Okay, so we have a T-Tar and a Hippowdon. This is clearly a weather team. Okay, this is very clearly a weather team. We're going to note that this is a weather team. So let's think about that for a second. I'm just thinking if I want to start with Mamoswine or if I want to actually start with something completely different this time. I'm kind of trying to think of what they're thinking about. Are they going to put out their Hippowdon? Are they going to put out that Arcanine? I jumped right into this without changing my moves around too, didn't I? That's alright. go with the Weevil. I don't think we've tried it yet. The Aurorus did no good for me last time. I really like Aurorus. I have a crush on it. I want to use it. I really like the refrigerate ability. I like the refrigerate with the hyper beam idea. Just the damage from that is colossal. However, with all that said, I might take that Pokemon the heck out of my team and put it on Frostlass. The Mega Frostlass. I think that will also help my team a lot. So he started with the Arcanine, which is what I kind of assumed he would do, but I also see he's got the Talonflame too, and I'm kind of wondering, that thing can outspeed my Ninetales. I almost used the wrong move there, did you guys see that? That thing can outspeed my Ninetales, so I'm wondering if I'm going to die. I guess that's what I'm wondering. I think Mamoswine's going to go with the Rock Slide on this one, since it's super effective into both. Talonflame's actually going to go with a Tailwind, so that's going to make the Arcanine fast. Going to go with the Flare Blitz into my Ninetales, one-shotting me. Ow. I'm upset by that. Yeah, you're going to get a little damage by my Rock Slide, too. Who's avoiding that? Arcanine avoided, yeah. Okay. We're off to a bad start. We're off to a really bad start. However, yeah, as you can see, none of my Pokemon have Aurora Veil up either, so that Icy Wind from this guy's definitely gotta go. We gotta get some better moves out here. At this point, I'm going to try to just outspeed this guy, which is not going to happen, right? He's got Tailwind up, so never mind on that one. But I do have a Focus Sash on this Weevil. And I also have Fake Out. So those are some things that could help me. I think I'm going to Fake Out the Talonflame and try to pick up the KO on there. And then I'm going to try to go for a high horsepower into the Arcanine and also pick up the KO there. Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to Protect. That's mostly okay. So Fake Out will not happen or work. Flare Blitz into my Mamoswine. I'm gonna eat that up. Yum, 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 yum. And I don't know. Are you gonna eat up a high horsepower? I'm mad at you. I'm actually like What is that? Oh, you were gonna... I take it personal when you kill my Ninetales. Okay. Nice berry though. Didn't help you, but that's a nice idea. Don't forget about berries. Utilize what we can, right? Because we don't have the items that we used to have. Not all of them, anyway. I'm assuming that things are going to be added. Like choice items and things like that. I actually have a choice scarf. I don't know how I got it, but I have one. I would like a choice band and some choice specs and things like that, too, but I don't know how to get those, I guess. Maybe you can trade them into your game? I don't know. So what we're gonna do in this case is I'm gonna risk it and go for the Swords Dance, and then I'm not sure this should pick up the KO into that Talonflame, and it already used Protect, so we're gonna Ice Shard into the Talonflame and see how that works out. Evolve from the T-Tar. Ice Shard into the Talonflame, picking up the KO. Goodbye. And then we're gonna go ahead and bust out. Oh, I'm gonna get low kicked. I'm gonna get low kicked. I see. So T-Tar has, that's horrible. Oh no, that probably lost me the game right there again too. T-Tar's speed is doubled in the sand, isn't it? Well, let's actually go for the icy one this time. I really need another way to set the snow. Fake takeout. Devastating takeout. Oh man. There's really only one way out of this at this point. And that's to just kill myself. I'm just kidding. Let's see if we can Icy Wind. Lower their speed, and we're kind of in the same situation that we were in last time, huh? Oh wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, well, lesson learned. Your tailwind petered out. I don't think I outspeed you guys. I'm pretty sure the only way that I have a chance of winning is if I can outspeed and hit this blizzard. Which Sneasler is gonna outspeed me. T-Tar has Sandstream, right? Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead again. The only thing that... we don't have to rub it in with a crit. We don't have to do that. One of the biggest mistakes I'm making right now is my weather. I don't have my moves set up correct to kind of keep it rolling. And I think that... oh no, don't take my life away. Let me make some changes and we'll jump back in a second. Okay, I made a few small changes to some of my moves. Let's see if that'll maybe help me out. So what do we got here? I'm seeing the Steelix. I'm definitely seeing the Armarouge. Seeing a couple things here that I don't like to see. But all in all, I think I could win this. Oh gosh, Weevil. Poor Weevil. I know I keep going with Glaceon, I just love how hard it hits, okay. And then I'm thinking maybe probably Abomasnow? Abomasnow? Let's go with Auroras. I feel pretty good with that. I changed my move, so I should be able to keep the snow going. See what we're gonna do here. This is extremely effective into that Hydreigon. Hydreigon, how fast is that Pokemon anyway? There are very few instances in which I would want to Moonblast over Auroraville. That may have been one of them, but I'll take my chances this time. My high horsepower, yeah, but it's probably not going to hurt Steelix very much because of that ridiculous defense it has. Let's try to actually Ice Skull crash into the Hydreigon. Auroraville's going to get set first. Dragon Pulse doesn't affect fairy types. It should have told you that. That's a KO picked right up. Not a bad move, but I don't think it's going to help your speed enough. That's a pretty fast Pokemon though, is it not? Let's go ahead and go with a Blizzard from Ninetales. And I don't feel like it's going to do very much to Steelix, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the high horsepower into Manectric just to make sure we pick up that KO. That's pretty good against Steelix. Thunderfang, it doesn't affect Mamoswine in the ground. You should know that. How come this guy's playing like this? Well, we're in the Great Ball tier now, right? I mean, a win is a win. I'll take what I can get. I kind of feel like I'm playing against a Bronto. What should we do here? Take another Blizzard. Not very effective against the Armarouge, right? And then that's probably who I'm going to focus into with this attack. I'm pretty sure that Armarouge is going to outspeed. Again, great damage into the Steelix. Big high horsepower. I did not expect to outspeed. I thought Almarouge was a little faster than that. You do no damage to me with that. Let's just finish this guy off mercilessly. Mercifully? I guess it depends on how you look at it. There's a nice shard for you. Picking up the KO. Picking up the win. That guy was no challenge at all. No challenge at all whatsoever, Baxter. Are you a bot, Baxter? Bots can happen, right? Like if I were to leave in the middle of a match, wouldn't a bot just take over for me? What if I just turned my Nintendo Switch off in the middle of a match? I'm gonna go ahead and do one more just because I don't feel right about that. I feel like that was too easy. What happened with that guy? What was he doing? What was he thinking? I know I said I was going to get into that the competition or whatever, and we still might check it out. I don't know if there's going to be time, though. We'll see. I might have to do that in the next video. So here we are with Sammy. Here's Sammy's team. This is Sammy's team. I'm looking at that Pelipper, thinking, you know, Pelipper's are really only good for one thing, and that's to Mega Rain. The rest of the team doesn't really scream Rain Team to me, does it? Let's see what they're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Ninetales, and in this particular case, I think I'm gonna go with Glaceon because I just kind of want to one-shot that Pelipper if it shows up. You know what I mean? And then I think I'm gonna go with it's hard to say really. Look at this guy's team. Let's go with Abomasnow. And we'll give the Aurorus one more shot. I rarely ever leave my Mamoswine at home. My Mamoswine, my Mama baby swine. Never leave it at home. I'm gonna leave it at home this time. The guy looked like he was maybe sweating at choosing his team too. Like, oh, what should I do? This guy's all ice. This guy's running all ice here. Okay. Seeing the Samurott. I see you, Samurott. Let's go with the Aurora Veil for the defenses, and then that Samurott is going to have to take a freeze dry. I'm pretty sure. Is it going to be enough to pick up a KO? I don't know. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it does a lot of damage anyway. And don't underestimate that Lopunny. Lopunnies can do terrible things. So, and that's what's happening right now. Mega Lopunny, high jump kick, and I avoided. Of course I avoided. I got the Senko. What are you trying to high jump kick me for? You can't even see me. I might run that on more Pokemon too. That's really good. So Ceaseless Edge, it's gonna ceaselessly do no damage to me, and I'm not gonna care. You got the Spike scattered though. That's a good thing for you. And the freeze dry did in fact one-shot that Samurott. That's disgusting. Pelipper, gonna make it rain. Making it rain. Pelipper, we're gonna outspeed and snowscape. That thing's probably gonna tailwind, is what I'm assuming. I'm also gonna freeze dry into the Pelipper, and hopefully I don't get kicked in the head by that Lopunny. That's my hope. Ow! I did get kicked in the head. That one-shotted my Glaceon. Get your rain out of here. And there's the tailwind. Okay, so now this is scary now. If Aurorus comes out now, it's not going to be a good time. So let's go ahead and use Abomasnow. Oh, mama, I don't outspeed. Is she gonna come at my Abomasnow? I don't know, let's find out. Big protect from the Abomasnow. High jump kick. Bounced off my Abomasnow. Nice protect. You crashed and died. Get out of here. So that's what protect does to Lopunny, by the way. If you ever have a Lopunny that you're fighting against, or any Pokemon that's using that high jump kick, you will know to use protect and it will just fall on the ground and die. The battle has ended due to a forfeit. GG, Sammy. GG, Snorlax Admirer. I have one that says Ninetales Admirer. I should really put that on. We're going to get our point back. And this video has gone on for a really long time. A really long time indeed. I definitely don't have time to do the competition, but I think we have time to squeeze in one more battle if we go ahead and jump in right now. I have some Pokemon fruit snacks here with me. I'm going to go ahead and chow down a few of these and see if we can beat Elizabeth here in a battle. Oh my. Oh my. Is that a shiny Camerupt? So I got a shiny Pokemon from a surprise trade earlier, and it would not let me send the shiny Pokemon into my game. So I'm kind of wondering, where did the shiny come from? I'm not allowed to send them into my game, apparently. Maybe there was another reason why, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see. What kind of Pokemon are we getting? Is that a shiny Toxapex too? How are you getting shiny Pokemon? Let's not worry about that now. Okay, we're going to go with Ninetales, and we're going to go with Mamoswine, because I'm afraid of that Camerupt. I am scared of it. I'm scared of that guy. And I do see the Bayonet too. A Bayonet, Mega Bayonet is a Pokemon that is sorely missed. I would love to have a Bayonet so I can turn it into a Mega Bayonet. If you don't have a Mega Bayonet, I don't know why you're using that Pokemon. You should just use a Gengar or something. But Mega Bayonet, oh mama. Okay, so all your Pokemon are shiny. Let's go with Ninetales and Mamoswine. Just because your Pokemon are shiny, don't make them stronger, okay? Let's go with a Roarveal like that, and I am liking the idea of a high horsepower into that Camerupt. That Camerupt is probably going to Camerupt some lava all over my ice Pokemon if I don't do something about it. You're going to protect. Good on you. That's a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and set the Roarveal. And this Aromatisse. What is this thing anyway? Aromatisse? Is that what that Pokemon's called? You're a Trick Room setter. Oh, I see what you're getting ready to do. I see what your plan is. I see what your plan is. I wish I had Protect now. I wish I had Protect now. It's okay. Nothing's changed. I'm still gonna try to high horsepower you. Trick Room is really bad though. I've noticed that anytime I am in a Trick Room battle, I normally have no idea what to do. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about Trick Room. That's probably just murder both my Pokemon. Close. Scary close. Oh man, I can't believe I lived that. Here comes that high horsepower. One-shotting your Mega Camerupt. long. And what did I have coming? A blizzard? A meh blizzard, you know? That would have been fun to have picked up a freeze on that. Although that was fun to watch. They still have Trick Room up, and it's going to be up for a while. So does that mean that I win? Absolutely not. That was funny that happened, but I'm in dire straits here. I really am. What can we assume is going to happen here? I'm gonna switch in for Aurorus, and then just, oh man, it's hard to say. It really is. I think I'm just gonna go for a high horsepower into this thing and see if I can pick up the KO. If I live, that is. Going with Aurorus. Taking a Moonblast to the face. Not really gonna do much, thankfully. And the Blizzard almost killing my Mamoswine. How in the world did I survive that? I don't know, but here's a higher horsepower for you. The thing's got some pretty good defense if it's still alive. Let's think about what we're gonna do this turn. Slowking is a threat. I'm gonna definitely try to Ice Shard. My Mamoswine's not gonna survive anything else. I think a good Ice Shard into that Baby Aroma is the best idea. Everything's just roaring. They're all excited to fight. I don't know if this Ice Shard is gonna pick up the KO. I'm gonna risk it though. Shard. Gotcha! The thing had pretty good defense, so I wasn't sure. And here comes a Scald into my Aurorus. That actually was pretty painful. And Aurorus gonna go with the Ancient Power. Kind of a crappy move, but hey, same type attack bonus. Is there a better things? Is there a Meteor Beam? Yeah, there's a Meteor Beam. I don't like not having a Power Herb though. Like I really should have a Power Herb for moves like that. We are going to probably die. We are probably gonna die. But you know what? It was fun while it lasted. I'm gonna shoot an Ice Shard into this Slowking just to pick up as much damage as I can into that guy. Not much, I think that did 12%. Yeah, as long as Trick Room is up, it's really hard to say. It's a hard thing to deal with. You run an Infestation. That's interesting. The snow stopped, Aurora Veil wore off. However, the Twisted Dimensions also returned to normal. And what we're going to do is we're going to put out Ninetales and Weevil. Not very high chance of me winning at this point. I was hoping to get a nice high horsepower right into that Toxic Axe. So that did not happen. Is Freeze Dry still an option? It would be, but I got Moonblast instead of Freeze Dry. That's a mistake. Moonblast isn't really all that. I mean, it's a good move. I just feel like there's probably better moves to use in this situation. I don't feel like Aurora Veil is going to help me out very much. I feel like just doing as much damage as possible is where it's going to be at. Let's go ahead and use that Moonblast that I keep talking bad about. And I am going to go ahead and what would have higher priority here? I'm gonna do a Fake Out into the Belladonna, which is a really risky move, but it worked out. Here comes a Moonblast. I think this thing has ridiculously high special defense, so that's probably not going to do much. Okay. And you're not going to try to put the dimensions? I feel like I used Fake Out on the wrong Pokemon now. There's still a chance that I could win, although not a very big one. Not a very big one at all. I'm pretty sure I should be able to outspeed and throat chop this sucker. But I don't know what this Toxapex is going to do. I actually have pretty high physical attack, doesn't it? Devastating. Now it can just sit there and Baneful Bunker if it wants to and just wait me out. I do have one trick up my sleeve though. What is it, you ask? It's a Swords Dance. I think he's gonna try to Baneful Bunker. And if you don't run Baneful Bunker, why not? Yeah, see, there it is. You're in a Baneful Bunker. I'm gonna Swords Dance because I don't want to try to one-shot you. And we're gonna go with the Throat Chop into your Toxapex. Can you Baneful Bunker again? Of course you can. You didn't go for it though. Oh, I thought I would do more damage than that. I thought I would do a little bit more damage than that. I think I might have lost this. I think I might have lost to a Toxapex. I'm pretty sure I lost to a Toxapex just now. Let's see. It's almost like I maybe should have just went for a lucky crit. Yeah, why would you Baneful Bunker now? You might as well just come at me, bro. Or do a nice recover or something like that. And then you Baneful Bunker next turn. There's not much I can do about this. I did survive all that, though. That's pretty insane. However, there's no way I could one-shot it. Baneful Bunker is going to end the match. Smart enough to Baneful Bunker, that is. Otherwise, I lost to a Toxapex. Staying right about there. We're staying right about there with my ranking. I feel like I'm probably picking up about 50% of the wins. I was hoping to do a little bit better. I'm not horribly disappointed in my team, but I am disappointed. I was hoping to get a little bit further there. Let me see if I can make some changes. Between now and the next video, I'll see if I can make some changes to my ice team and see if we can maybe do a little bit more effective of a job. I'm thinking about this Glaceon a little bit. I'm thinking about some stat changes, not necessarily just changes to moves, but some stat changes as well. Mamoswine is actually a little fast. I don't like to take his HP down though. But that's how I used to run it also back when I had Weakness Policy. And Weakness Policy is not a thing in this game, at least not yet. So with that said, am I running this Pokemon correctly, or should I be maximizing on that speed? right? Because everybody wants to hit Mamoswine with a fire move, I feel, or something that's super effective against it. And it always pops off that weakness policy, especially when we have Blizzard and Aurora Veil out, and I'm just really not taking that much damage. I usually survive. Weakness policy will pop off, and then I usually have a high horsepower coming for just about anybody who's left. However, like I said, no weakness policy, so I might screw around with his stats a little bit. We might try some interesting berries and stuff like that. I might do some move switching and stuff like that. And then, you know, in the next video, I might keep going with the ice and see if I can get a little bit further down the line. Like I said, I was stuck in Pokeball tier for a while, and this is kind of the team that pulled me out of the Pokeball tier and put me into the Great Ball tier. And even if I'm kind of winning 50-50 of the matches, that's still a huge improvement to where we were when this whole thing first started. I see you, Crabominable. I'm looking at that Crabominable over there, thinking about Mega Evolving it. Anyway, I do have some other teams as well. This is a Trick Room team that I've been using as well. It has won some battles. This is a rain team I've been using right here. It has also won some battles. Maybe one of these other teams will be featured in my next video. I don't know. I would really like to get to the online competition as well and try that out. Anyway, I've been having an absolute blast playing this, recruiting the Pokemon, getting them sent over from my other games, being able to see some of my older Pokemon that I've used from the past. I've been having a really fun time with it. I know that a lot of people have been complaining about this and that. So far, nothing horrible has happened to me, and the only thing that I can really complain about as a Pokemon fan is just the lack of the Pokemon that it'll allow us to use in the game, and then the lack of the items, which the game just came out. They had plenty of time to change these things and to add things like that. You know what I mean? I look at it as like, you know, like vanilla. We're gonna get things, I think. I feel like we should give them hope. Hold out. For those of you who hate this game, hold out. I think it'll be improved. I think we'll update and get some things. I've heard some things about people losing their Pokemon forever and ever, and I'm sorry, I gotta agree with you on that one. That's absolutely unforgivable. If that's happening to people, screw that. That should never happen. I'm gonna end this video off with a little bit of a lineup here. I know my box is just about full. I have not yet subscribed to this game, and I think if you do, you get a lot more box space. But let's end this video with a little bit of a lineup. Let's see what we get here. I'm seeing some familiar faces and some friends here. We got Empoleon, for an example. It has competitive. I didn't even know it can use that. Anyway, that's interesting. It's got Vacuum Wave. That's also interesting, considering it's a rather slow Pokemon. Anyway, what else do we have? Mr. Rind, I have one of those. Scovillain, I think I have one of these. If I'm not, I can get one. Delphox the Great. See how it has a title up there? See how it has a title up there and it says Delphox the Great? Not every Pokemon has that. See? Some of them have it, some of them don't. I don't know why. I have a Vanillix already. And if you have a Pokemon already, up there next to its sex, see how it's a female, and then to the right of that there's a Pokeball icon. That will tell you whether you have that Pokemon already or not. So as you can see, I have an awful lot of these already. I don't really need them. I'm thinking heavily on this Machamp, or probably the Delphox. I can get a Scovillain. Pretty sure I can get that pretty easily. Things I can't get pretty easily are like this Empoleon, Delphox, Machamp. Look at Machamp's attack power. It's a tough choice. I'm thinking between the Machamp and the Delphox, and because it says Delphox the Great, I just really want to take the Delphox. I'm going to go with the Delphox. I've got to go with the Delphox this time because it's Delphox the Great. Sorry, Machamp. Next time we will get you. Alright, anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed that, feel free to like and subscribe. If you like ice Pokemon, leave me a like for sure. And we'll see you in the next episode. We might do a little bit more ice Pokemon. I kind of am excited to show some other teams though, so I might show you guys my rain team, and we'll see how that does. Let's keep climbing the ladder. If you're stuck in Pokeball tier, just keep going. If you're in Great Ball tier like me, you know, just keep making those minor tweaks to your team. Maybe switch in and out some Pokemon, switch in and out some things like Mega Frostlass. As you can see, I'm kind of sleeping on that Mon. That should definitely be in my team. Make these little changes and see if you can, you know, make a difference. I think it's those little improvements over time is what makes us better, and just kind of sticking with it. Stick with it, guys. Don't give up. Don't be quitters. Let's be champions. Let's be champions, everyone. Alright, anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you for joining me in this video. Everybody have a very good evening. We'll see you next time.